Today I'm going to show you how to pasteurize using a sous vide the easiest way possible. First, add your immersion circulator. Then, plug it in. Make sure you have enough water to be at the min and max point once you put in your fermenter, which I'll do in a second. Once my fermenter goes in, I want to make sure it's not touching the sides or the immersion circulator. You want to have room for the water to circulate, because that's why it's called an immersion circulator. So, as you can see here, the water goes all the way up to about there. That is not quite to the max point on my immersion circulator, meaning we're good to go. All right, I like to get the internal temperature to 140 degrees for 20 minutes. So what I do is I set the immersion circulator to 145 degrees, and that way, as soon as that hits 145 degrees in the water, it'll start to work on this. And I'm gonna set my timer for 25 minutes, thereby giving me a little bit of overplay of pasteurization. All right, so as you can see in the app here, it's 145 degrees. Let me set my timer for 25 minutes, set time, start ANOVA, and there we go. Now, if yours doesn't have an app like this, it probably has a timer and all that kind of thing, so you can set it up the exact same way. Mine just happens to go through an app on my iPhone, which is actually really, really cool. So we'll see you in about probably 40 minutes or so, because it's gonna take a little while for the water to heat up. Then it starts heating up the internal temperature of the brew itself. By the way, you might have noticed, there is no lid on this brew. And that's right, we're not gonna lose any significant or meaningful or even a reasonable practical amount of alcohol. Trust me, a chemist told me, it's all good. There is still about 8 minutes to go, but I have here a probe thermometer. I just like to double check, you know, I'm gonna stick that in there and let's see what the temperature is inside the bottle. Looks like pretty close. Yeah, it looks like 135. That's not quite 140. With only 10 minutes left to go, I'm gonna up that timer by about 15 minutes just to make sure that we hit that 140 for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, the timer has gone off. Now let's just take an internal temperature just to make sure we're still in the ballpark. I did actually check it off camera a little bit ago and it was at 140. 140.5, 0.7, it's looking like 141-ish. Okay, it sat at that temperature for at least 10 minutes. That's key. That will pasteurize that brew. 20 minutes is even better. I might have actually been closer to 15 minutes in this one, but at this point, all I have to do is unplug everything, remove the brew from the pot, set it on a surface that it will not crack. Like, don't put this onto like a stone countertop or anything like that, because it can shatter. It is a little bit warm. Let that come down to room temperature. If you want to, at this point, just to keep bugs out and whatever, you can put a little bit of like a tinfoil hat on there, you know, and it keeps the conspiracy theorists away too. And all you have to do is let that come to room temperature, put your airlock and bung back in, and put it back on a shelf. Let that sit for about a week or so to clear out, and you'll find that it actually may clear more than it did before you pasteurized it. That's it. That's how you pasteurize using a sous vide. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.